Welcome to the Papyrus Global TV World News Update. I am Christiana Babayo. Tonight we bring you major developments shaping international security, diplomacy, global trade, elections, migration, climate and economic stability. Here are the stories making headlines around the world this Tuesday, February 17, 2026. Fighting continues across eastern and southern Ukraine with heavy clashes reported near Donetsk and Zaporizhzhia. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy said Monday that Ukrainian forces remain under sustained Russian assault, particularly around strategic supply corridors. Russia's defense ministry claims incremental battlefield advances, though Ukrainian authorities deny any significant territorial loss. Western governments continue supplying weapons and financial aid, but diplomatic channels toward a negotiated settlement remain stalled. The war is now entering another prolonged phase, with no immediate breakthrough in sight. In the Middle East, Israeli military operations in Gaza continue amid intensifying humanitarian concerns. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu reaffirmed Tuesday that Israel will continue operations aimed at dismantling Hamas's military structure. International humanitarian agencies report worsening food shortages, overcrowded shelters, and limited medical supplies. Meanwhile, diplomatic mediators in Egypt and Qatar are working to revive ceasefire discussions, but no agreement has been reached. Regional tensions remain high, particularly along Israel's northern border and in Red Sea maritime routes. Attacks on commercial vessels in the Red Sea continue to disrupt one of the world's most vital shipping corridors. Several major global shipping companies have rerouted cargo vessels around the Cape of Good Hope, significantly increasing transit time and transportation costs. Energy analysts say that the instability has contributed to upward pressure on oil prices this week. The United States and allied naval forces are maintaining maritime patrols to safeguard international shipping lanes. Economists warn prolonged disruption could affect global supply chains and consumer prices. In the United States, the 2026 presidential campaign season is accelerating. President Joe Biden is defending his administration's economic and foreign policy record amid voter concerns over inflation and international conflicts. Republican frontrunner Donald Trump continues holding campaign rallies across key battleground states, focusing on immigration policy and economic reform. Political analysts say the election outcome could significantly shape U.S. global engagement, particularly in NATO, the Middle East, and Asia-Pacific alliances. In East Asia, China is conducting new military exercises near Taiwan. Taiwanese President Lai Ching-te stated Tuesday that Taiwan will strengthen its defensive posture while maintaining open communication channels. Beijing describes the drills as routine military preparedness exercise, but regional observers say the scale and frequency reflect heightened geopolitical signaling. The United States has reiterated its commitment to maintaining peace and stability in the Taiwan Strait. Several European Union member states are reporting increased migrant arrivals via Mediterranean routes. Italy and Greece have renewed calls for stronger EU-wide burden sharing mechanisms, while Germany faces domestic debate over asylum limits and border policy. Human rights organizations caution that tighter restrictions could expose migrants to greater humanitarian risks. The issue is quickly becoming a defining political theme across multiple European capitals. Global financial institutions project modest economic growth for 2026. While inflation is easing in parts of North America and Europe, central banks remain cautious about reducing interest rates too quickly. Emerging markets continue to face currency volatility and debt pressures, particularly in regions dependent on energy imports. Trade disruptions, geopolitical instability, and supply chain uncertainty remain key economic risk factors. Across parts of West Africa and Sahel, security challenges persist as governments confront insurgent violence. At the same time, African nations are deepening economic integration under the African Continental Free Trade Area framework. Policy experts say Africa's global relevance is expanding due to strategic mineral resources, youth population growth, shifting geopolitical alliances. Security and economic reform are unfolding simultaneously across the continent. International health authorities are monitoring rising respiratory infections across parts of Asia and Europe. Officials emphasize that no new pandemic-level threat has been declared, but governments are strengthening disease surveillance systems. Vaccination campaigns and public health infrastructure remain key focus in 2026. Extreme weather events continue to affect communities worldwide. Flooding has impacted parts of South America, while heat advisories remain in effect in sections of Australia and Southeast Asia. Climate scientists warn that severe weather frequency is increasing, raising long-term concerns for agriculture, infrastructure, and global food security. Global competition in artificial intelligence and semiconductor production is intensifying. Major economies are investing billions in domestic chip manufacturing and cybersecurity protection. Governments are balancing innovation with regulatory oversight as concerns grow over data privacy, misinformation, and national security risks tied to emerging technologies. These are the global developments shaping the world today, Tuesday, February 17, 2026. From active war zones and high-stakes diplomacy to economic uncertainty, climate pressure, and technological competition, the international landscape remains dynamic and rapidly evolving. I am Christiana Babayo. Thank you for watching the Papyrus Global TV Global News Update. Stay informed.